Hey everybody, Keith here, Elder Rock, back on the bench, Arcade Laboratories. So we're starting a new repair series, Williams boards. So we're gonna start. This video is gonna be about Williams power supply. We're gonna rebuild this power supply. We're gonna change almost every component on it. I'm gonna bring you with me for some desoldering tips, some verification checks, how to check everything. We're pretty much going to strip this guy down, replace with all known good parts, and this will be our power supply when we get into the Williams board. But this video set is going to be for the Williams power supply. So I have my schematic here. I have my schematic, I have my tools, so we are ready to get to work. So we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to take off the transistors, the heat sinks, kind of start there, and just going to go from there. And then we'll get into desoldering. I've already cleaned this board. I like nice clean solder, even if I desolder. So, all right, let's get started. Okay. All right. Okay. I got my little... So, Keith's pro tips on the bench. Like what I teach my students when we get to this part, when we start troubleshooting and tearing things apart, always have a container. Don't leave your hardware on the bench. You'll lose it. Chances... Yeah. So easy to lose parts. Keep a little container. I know there's other stuff in the container, but I kind of already know what's in there. So as long keep organized on the bench, that will help you down the road. All right. So this guy has a socket on the bottom. We could probably pull him right off. Yep. They had a mica, very brittle mica with thermal paste on each side. Okay, so let's get the big heat sink off. What I liked about this, I already did some preliminary. Oh, let me check the angle here. All right, get you guys kind of zoomed in a little bit here. Okay. All right, that's a pretty good angle. I have my producer and director helping me off camera, quiet as a mouse. But like I was saying, I don't know, I'm a weirdo when it comes to mechanics. Like, they use the same size hardware for the transistor and the heat sink, which is nice because you don't have to get a new driver. You already have them. All right, so we have a nut, and we have two star lock washers. Now, I'm a weirdo about fastener and hardware too. Lock washers, star washers, people don't understand. They have, there's a reason why they're there. So they're just as important as everything else. So I think, I was kind of looking over this board. I was gonna change these sockets too. There's two sockets, 2 voltage regulators. And I was going to change the sockets, but they look okay. They're dual wipe sockets, and the spacing, the gapping looks good in between them, and they're not dirty at all. But after we get it stripped down and everything out of here, we're going to wash it again. So I expect that the sockets will look pretty good. Oh, there's the 2. Yeah, we're going to go through and we're going to go through and clean all this hardware. So a little history about this board. Every board has a history, right? That's why we're here. We love the 80s. We love the culture. And we want to preserve this stuff. So this board came in a lot of Williams boards that I bought here in Thailand. And one reason I'm going to shotgun this thing is because they ran, they have 220 power here. So this guy's been working probably since the 80s on 220 power, converted maybe So he's been exercised with crazy voltage and frequency. Frequency is a little bit different here. All right, there's the heat sink. Looks pretty good. That'll clean up good. Okay. And another thing I learned from my last power supply is when we replaced the socket or this transistor with a beefier one, the legs are different sizes. So make sure, I guess when you're planning your repairs and your parts, see that won't fit. I knew it wouldn't. I wanted to show you. Okay, I'm going to take just a couple notes here on what colors go where. Base yellow. Not that I couldn't match them up, but emitter red and collector, I think that's green. It's like a faded green. Okay, yeah, never hurts. You cannot over document your work. So let's get those transistor. Let's get that transistor harness pulled. I probably, in all actuality, probably do not have to pull him. No, I'm thinking about it. Probably could just desolder. Probably could just desolder this guy, and then just reflow him. I don't see any point in actually taking him off. We'll reflow him on that side. That solder joint looks good. Let's desolder him if we can without major pain in the ass. Yes, I could just, yeah, my soldering gun we might just snip those. He is, man, I don't know. I try not to be wasteful. So if I can like desolder this and actually use that tin end on the new socket, I will. Wait. Yeah, you know what? We may end up snipping these. I think it would be long enough. Let's look here before I make that decision. How much extra do we have? I think we'll be okay. See what I talk about losing hardware? I think we'll be okay if we snip those. We'll just snip them close, restrip them, and solder them back on the new socket when it comes. Yeah, so they have it soldered on there really well. And it's not worth the time really. Yep. Probably keep him. He's probably a good spare for a smaller legged transistor. Okay, so I've got all my notes. I already have my list of capacitor sizes and locations, resistors. Okay, let's work on this guy. I don't really know. Okay, let's get this heat sink off and this transistor off. Looks like the transistor is soldered in. So I had my solder gun kind of heating up already. I put a 1.5 millimeter nozzle on the end for the thicker pin. So let's see how well these will desolder. Quite well. Yeah, this is the Goot TP100. It's a pretty good machine. It's like all other solder guns, have to keep it clean. And let's see, I don't think it quite came loose. So let's go ahead and let's take these guys out. Looks like somebody has already maybe taken these out. But the last power supply I did, the socket heads or the screw heads were deeply corroded, kind of like this. It's another thing I try to teach my students is, you know, getting a good bite and how not to strip things out. These guys would be super easy to strip out. I use the right size head, good pressure down, and just have a good feel. And then you can usually, let's see, and he is not pulling out. Okay, I think, let me get another screwdriver. This guy looks like he maybe not threaded into anything. Wait, that's too long. Break this other one loose. Yeah, there it goes. Well, this one's backing out. Yeah, the head is almost stripped out right now. Looks like there's another star washer there, or it's just the PCB is dimpled from the actual star washer on the bolt. Can't tell if that's a star washer or not. I don't think it is. Maybe. We'll poke on that in a minute. I want to get this other guy out. Yeah, he is not doing anything. Let me give it some upward pressure. If we can't give it some up while we back her out. Right. She's going now. Wait, I just pushed it back down. Yeah, that head is not good. Let's see. Your problem. Maybe some tap action. I want to strip it, but no. Let's not do that. Get into Keith's bad habits of beating on stuff. Let's just do it the right way. Maybe they stripped it or over tightened it when they put it in. Need something to push. Let me get a little screwdriver. Not that small. I don't know if I can get under that. Yep. It's too big. Maybe it's too small and I'll break it. I don't know. I could probably just rip that thing out of here, but in my old age, I like to do things half of the right way. Just needs a little pressure up. I'm probably going to spin that thing right out of there. Yeah, that head is just really bad shape. I might have to replace these. I noticed that on the other power supply. That head is just really bad. Yeah, I don't want to really come out of there. Corroded? I don't know. yeah, we're going to have a 20-minute video of just extracting a nut here. Man, that head is just really jacked up. Get in there with the straight screwdriver across. Yeah, I think when they put it in, they stripped it out. I kind of feel it wanting to grab on something and back out. Push on that guy. Ah, just ate some Thai food and my nose is running. Stuff is so spicy and good. There it goes. Just needed to get something in there to push on it. Easy breezy. Okay, so that guy, but I still don't think that transistor is desoldered. It's on a new board, you know, people have their methods of desoldering stuff. I usually like to get on it with just a gun, because sometimes the solder's good enough where it just desolders pretty good the first time. So let's just add a little solder here, and then we'll get the desolder gun on it again. This will help get the old solder kind of loosened back up. All right. Hopefully we get a. Hopefully that gets it. Oop! I got that one. Yeah, that one clean, really clean, perfect. Get my grabbers. Sometimes you got a sweat joint left and you just have to like maybe wiggle it and break loose what's there. I think that that side is good. Or not. Nope, actually, this one just has a little bit. Alright, let's hit it again. Let's hit it one more time and that should get it. Oh, it got it. It fell out when I was it fell halfway out when I was adding the solder, so we're almost there. Good deal. Should probably do it. Just give it some heat. She should pull out. Or not. Now, what do we got here? She is almost out. Let's put some heat on that. Yeah, my small tools here, I'm kind of worried about how they're going to do on. Oh, it is out. Okay. There we go. Oh, gotta be careful of the parts. There's nylon insulators. Have 2 nylon insulators in the heat sink there, so let's make sure we don't lose them. So beware on those. Let's just poke those out into our parts bin. Same deal. Looks like they had a mica, 2 layers of thermal paste. All right, we'll test these. Even though we're replacing them, I still kind of like to know. I did not see nylon insulators in this heat sink, in the big one, but maybe, yeah, they just didn't have them there. I have to look at the print and see if they call them out. Okay, cool. Heat sinks off. We'll clean those up. So now, let's just go ahead and let's just get crazy. Let's just go and start working our way around. So I do have new resistors. So let's just see what we have. Let's see how well, I want to see how well this stuff desoldered without getting too crazy with flux and adding new solder. Now, I do have my heat gun already turned up because I figured with the large rails that it's going to take a lot of heat, more heat than like normal board repair, yeah, see, there's just a lot more material there you have to heat up. So I guess this is my method. Give him some heat. Alright, he's kind of in there. Yeah, I might have to go through, I was hoping for better, but maybe have to go through, add some solder to these before I even desolder gun these. Yeah, my little 30-watt gun is going to work overtime on these for sure. Now home I got my weller. My weller would just heat this stuff right up, no problem. Just add a little solder in there. Hit him again, see what we got. Yeah, one of the things, yeah, let's, he's mostly clear. I think we just get some heat on him, we'll pull out. Yeah, I don't know if I'll film all of this, but at least wanted to get started with you guys. I am using a chisel tipped tip on my solder gun. Alright, that's this guy. He's the 0.12 ohm 5-watt resistor. Got a new one for him. Let's go after this header pin. Let's add some solder. Yeah, I don't have a fancy wire reel like a lot of you guys, but maybe back home in the lab. This is just my mobile lab here in Thailand. Yeah, let's add some solder to these before we even try. They're a little bit dirty. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of heat. My poor little gun is going to be working overtime. Yep, and these are kind of dirty too. I did try to clean these, but I'm just going to add some solder. Depending, and I do use flux sometimes. But it's just really depends on the board, and I'll change tactics appropriately. Kind of like fishing, right? If they ain't biting on one thing, they'll bite on another. No, some boards desolder with no problem. Some boards add a little solder, everything desolders okay. Sometimes have to add some flux. Just really kind of depends. So let's see how these guys do. Let's see how these guys do. Yeah, even this guy turned up. Still taking a minute. Still taking a minute to heat all that surface area, all of that material. Man, but this thing, the Good is a pretty good gun. When I get back to the U.S., I'll probably get a Heiko like the rest of you guys. But this is a 220 gun. So unless I buy a transformer, a step-up transformer at home, I won't be able to use it back in the States. But let's see. Let's see how good that. Actually got them good, I think. Mostly, I think. I think I have some sweat joints left. I hit them with the pliers. We'll hit them with the pliers when we're done. Let's just keep going. Yeah, this takes a while, man. This gun is cranked up too. Got it cranked up. So we're on a new rail now, and it's not even rendering. But I think if we leave it here just for a second, let everything heat up. Next step, you know, my next step would be maybe the solder pump. I have one of those or some solder wick. There it goes. Now it's melting down in there, but it's still. I still don't think it's. Still don't think it's all the way. Yeah, okay, it's okay. That's a good start. Yeah, the 1.5 mm tip, about the right size for these guys. Yeah, there's a lot of solder right here. Not pushing real hard. I'm just kind of I'm just setting it on there and letting it do its thing, heat up. And when enough heat gets built in there, the solder will render, and then we'll suck it up. There it goes, starting to go. Let's make sure. Yeah, there's a lot of solder there. There's starting to go. Yeah, even doing like 4 pins in a row, kind of all on that same rail, the heat is just dissipating so fast. But I guess that's what it's supposed to do, right? It's a power supply. They look okay. Let's keep going. Yeah, I think I will add some solder to these next few pins. Let's do this one. I think I'm going to go through. Oh, too soon. I can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it very well on camera. Let's go through and add some solder. Oh, nice little block here. Yeah, she's nice and warm now. Yeah, I think I'm going to add some solder back to this guy while she's still hot. Yeah, I just want to be careful not to destroy your through holes. The thing when we solder, we'll go through and inspect everything. Yeah, these guys are just hot, man. They're thick. Trying to get the old solder loosened up, get some new solder added. That'll help when we get the gun back on there. And these are, I started with the worst pins. Like, these are definitely the most corroded. I guess I could have brushed them a little, but I wanted to see how well they would do. I like to take the flat part of my chisel, get it on the pin, kind of get the side of the tip down on the pad. Kind of helps get the heat. I like to get that pin nice and heated up. Kind of helps break it loose if there's any solidified solder down in there. You guys desoldered stuff a lot, you know what I'm talking about. Solder that just gets rock hard into through holes. Just kind of work it in there a little, and then come back with the gun and hit it. Just gonna take a little. All right, let's get back on here with the gun. See if that helped us. It's actually better to get a little solder on there, and you can see it render better than old stuff. Yeah, it's just a different timing from a normal board. Got to be patient, let the heat do its work. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, the ones I added solder to really desoldered well. I think I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to go back starting here, add more solder. You guys got any good methods how you do this? You can leave them in the comments below. We're all about learning, right? And just kind of how I do it. I gotta let it heat up. Yeah, I wish I had my Weller. Yeah, I can see solder down in the next 1, 2, 3, 4. I think those first 4 that I added solder to are okay. Yeah. See, it's just taking... Yeah, poor little solder gun's going to work his balls off. That's okay. There it goes. All right, get some solder in there. Yeah, probably different ways to do this, but this is the way we're doing it. And I don't mind adding solder and taking it away because it actually helps retin the pads. Hopefully we don't tear any off. But it usually helps keep it clean. Keep it clean, kind of gets it ready to rebuild. Let's go ahead on this other side. Put that one again too. Okay. Reflowed into this guy a little bit, but it's okay. Now I can actually feel the pins moving, and I could not the first time. He might still have some solder in him. It's just a timing thing. It's just a new... Wait. I hate when I do that. Oops. They're going to come out like this. I don't know if they're going to come out like that. We might have to go You might have to pluck them. You might have to pluck them on the other side. And pull them out one at a time. There's just too much crud down in there. There's just too much crud down in there. Okay. So that did not... Yeah, the solder gun's not going to get them out. I think we're going to have to pluck them and then come back through and clean out the hole. Well, you don't know until you try, right? So let's take a break here and then get set up to pull the rest of these and see you in a minute. Okay, so I got the header pin out. I realized when I flipped it back over to take this out, I must have done a better job desoldering because it pretty much just came right out. So moved on. Let's move on to the next ones. What is that? CN? What connector was that? Are they even called out on here? No, they're not called out on here. They're called out on the blueprints. So that would have been 4J2, and then we've got 4J3 and 4J1. So let's get these guys. I went ahead and hit them with some solder while we were off camera, so I think these will come out pretty good. So over on the, what was it, 4J2, these 4, boom, boom, 5 that were the most difficult, of course, were on the ground rail. So nothing different there if you haven't done power supplies before. Kind of like to feel that wiggle. It's definitely a bigger pin than what I'm used to. Yeah, you just have to be a little bit more patient. Wait for it to render. See if you can't get it to wiggle a little bit. And give it the suckaroo. Okay, let's see if this guy's going to come out any easier. That one's loose. That one's loose. That one's loose. That one's loose. I think I just heard the sweat joint crack on that one. Now this one, I didn't see it until I just started filming. I did not add solder to this one, and he is not loose. He's on the ground rail too, so probably going to be a pain in my butt. Let's get some solder on him. Maybe we can get him. The rest of them are loose. So yeah, a lot of ground rail there. All right, it's wiggling. Yeah, I think I got it. Boom. All right, another nice extraction. I got good at extraction, my friend said. She's like, man, you got good. I said, yeah, I would. I still have some problems now and again. But I'm always happy when I get things out in one piece. So this is 4J1. A lot of solder, a lot of ground plane here too. So let's just let the tools do the work. Can you zoom in right here, honey? Yeah, zoom in on just right here, nice and close. Let's show these guys kind of the technique. Or yep, you see it melt down. I feel the pin wiggle. Wait, I hate when I do that. And feel the pin wiggle, and then can go ahead and hit the trigger. I'm not even putting pressure. I'm just letting gravity, and then boom, it renders. And then gives the suck. Got a lot of solder on this one. Hope I'm on the pin. I didn't realize I got so much solder on that one. But yeah, just let it do its thing. Let the heat do the work. Shouldn't have to force these. Shouldn't have to force these. There it goes. Around. Wiggle. Suck. Yeah. There's just not one way to do it all, I've learned. Like when I learned, I was watching videos like how to, you just have to have a feel. Just have to have a feel for the board, the solder, what kind of heat that is required. Depending on all those conditions, I might go after desoldering in a different way. Turn down my heat. I always start kind of low and go from there. Yeah, I can't say I add flux every time or solder every time. Some boards are nice and clean. You don't need to add anything. Some of them, man, some of them you don't get that lucky on. Yep, there's a lot of solder on this one too. Just let it do its thing. Yep, there it goes. Yep, feel it wiggle. Yeah, I probably could snip them and pull them too, be good. Wiggle. A lot of solder there. That one probably has resoldered with all the solder that's on there. Oh, come on, baby. Not sure we got so lucky on this one. Not sure we got so lucky on this one. I think a lot of them are loose though. That one's loose, that one's loose. I think that one's good. That one's good, that one's good. That one's good, that one's good. These two I'm worried about. Oh, that one's good, that one's not good. Yeah, you can usually just get on them with pliers and you can feel if they're firm, and then I like to get on them because it breaks the solder sweat. If there's any sweat, little connection, you hear it go tink, 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 or you'll just feel the pin move. Either way, you know you're good. That one's good. Only have maybe two. I think that last one. So we've got that one and that one. Let's hit those two again with some solder. I think that'll finish them up. Usually I'm working on the PCB boards. I feel like, you ever make it like Mario level 4, like the giant world? That's what I feel like on these PCBs. Are like the pins are big, everything's big, kind of cool. I spent a lot of time on PCB boards. So it's kind of nice to do a power supply. Alright, so those two. And then hopefully wiggle. Okay. Yep, I think we're out. It's hot. Don't grab on the pin that you just soldered. Boom. Another clean extraction by Elder Rock. So, good deal. Old header pins. These were not in that bad a shape, to be honest. There is some corrosion, but we have some new ones, so we'll go with the new ones. Now make sure that all the solder joints are good. Kind of like reflowing, but better, because you know everything's new, everything is good to go. So I like to go through, let's just go through and see. Usually there might be like contaminants, stuff like that. I like to go through, let's just go through and retin. Let's just go through and retin these pads. while we're here. I burn out the contaminants. And then that means when we go back to resolder, nice fresh solder pad. This is like where I really like the chisel tip. Just kind of reflow. Yeah, it's like burning off all the nasty stuff. Except for like right there, I guess. Wait. There we go. I might have to get some solder wick and clean that right there a little. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Go ahead and get some of that crap off of there. Yep, I'm gonna have to come back with some alcohol, clean that a little bit. All right, those look pretty good. Let's check out the part side. How we did? Yeah, nice. Part side looks good. I do like my little blocks. I don't know if you guys, I've never seen anybody with like blocks on their bench, but man, I tell you what, I don't know why I built these, but they're actually transformers, so they're nice and heavy. So I can sandwich my boards and work on them like this, which I do a lot. If we weren't on camera, I would be desoldering like this, but you can't see well, I think, on camera when I do it like that. And I actually think this is good for desoldering with the gun, because when you do like this, gravity is like pulling down on your solder. I actually have better luck clearing holes when I'm horizontal like this, because the gravity's not pulling down. You're just kind of just sucking it sideways. That's what she said. Anyway, I think we can probably clean. Let's look at these. Let's see if we clean these up a little. I do have some solder wick here. I like, as I got more familiar with solder wick, or got better at using it, realized that it really has a lot of purposes. You can kind of, oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Sometimes if you have really good quality solder wick, or have good luck with it, you can wipe and kind of solder, re-tin with the solder wick. If you need like just a little bit of solder, like on a dry pad like this, and you got some, you got some decent solder on your wick. Wait, I like to use it just to get a little bit on the pad, kind of re-tin it. Yeah, these are super dry, but there we go. Looks good. Yeah, get a little bit of solder going. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen anybody on YouTube do that, but I don't know if that's a pro tip. That's my pro tip. You have a nice saturated solder wick. You can use it to tin just a little. Just to get a little on there. Wipe it. There we go. Nice shiny. Good to go. You can just use your, you could always add little solder. Always add a little solder too. When I mean a little, or you're going to fill your hole back up. Just do a little nitnoy, as they like to say in Thailand. A little bit. Actually, I was watching some Thai, how to speak Thai video, and you're not supposed to use nitnoy Nitnoy is not the correct Thai word. What are you supposed to say instead of Nitnoy? What's the other formal? What's formal of Nitnoy?
Nitnoy. Small.
See, just like here, I almost filled my hole back in. Yeah, you can use your gun to re-tin, but just be careful. Man, I don't know what the deal with this guy is. Oops. Yep, too much on him. That's okay. I'm going to suck some of him out. There we go. There we go. Nice 10 pads. Ready for new header joints. Okay. Let's take a break here. And we'll come back and we'll get busy on the rest of this stuff. Okay, just take a little break. So next thing, I think we're going to go after the capacitors here. I was thinking about this off camera. I think we'll do it a couple different ways. I think we'll do some heating and pulling, and we'll do some solder gun action. So we'll do a little bit of both. We will do a little bit of both. Get set up here. Okay. Make sure I'm not smashing anything. All right, so we got. Get my block. There we go. All right, so I have a larger tip on here than normal, so I don't know how well you're going to do on a smaller pin. This is without adding any solder. Oh, I felt it pull, I think. Okay. Yep, this one I missed. I like that window of opportunity. Yeah, we just pulled them. Heated them up and pulled them. All right. There's one. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Right. Yeah, just heated them up. Let's see if we can clean them out while we're here. Always come back, clean them up later, but let's just kind of work along at a good pace. All right. Add a little bit of solder. And we will resuck him. Nice and clean. Wait for it to render down. Wait. Nice and clean. Okay. There's two. Let's see. Here's another one. Keep note of the silk screen. This one does show the positives. I've seen like not all things are silk screened right, so be wary. Yep, this one's stuck in there, so just reheat them a little. Okay, that one's out. Oh, thought I felt a little solder there. Kind of work him around a little. Yeah, I'm not applying any pressure, just letting it heat up and do its thing. Well, that one's in there pretty good. It's loose. Just add some solder. Yeah, you can do these a couple ways. You could clip and pluck. You could solder wick. You could pump them. But I think yeah, we'll just kind of go with what we got the tools out tonight, so feeling lazy. Oh, the guy is still stuck in there. Alright. Yeah, you just have to go with the feel of the solder. Kind of, and you don't want to keep your heat on there too long, or you'll start lifting your pads. This has got some crusty in it, so we'll just hit it again. Nice and clean. Okay. What brand is this? And this looks like what's a Rubicon? It's a Rubicon. It's definitely been worked on before. It has non-factory stuff in it. So, and all the capacitors, I already mapped them all out before we started, and they are overrated. Well, voltage-wise overrated. All the capacitance values were spot on, but they had them all replaced with higher voltages, which is fine. So I think my replacements, I kind of got some of both. I got some at higher voltages. I think a couple. No, I think all of them but one or two. I got my replacements are kind of the same deal. All right, that guy's good. Got the power rail right here for this guy. And just let it render down. There it goes. Hope I missed it. Yeah, there's like a timing, like from the rendering to the sucking. Plus it's just kind of nasty. Sometimes it's just nasty. And that solidified or oxidized joints, they don't take the heat and render. They don't stay rendered if you can get them rendered. And stuff is bad news. Be a son of a gun. He still didn't make it that trip out. Let's get some heat on him and just pull him, and then we'll clean him. Yeah, he's almost out. There he goes. All right. Is it clean? Yep, it's clean. Well, at least it's through-hold clean. Yep. Re-tin him while we're here. Okay. Let's get the right. We're almost there already. Okay. Got a couple here. One here. Oh, I missed that one again too. Wait for it to render down. A lot of rail. Again, the heat. Kind of reminds me of my days as a welder. You know, it's kind of all about the heat, the thickness of the material, kind of what all you need. I think I'm gonna clean him up just a little. This guy, there's some crud down in him. Okay. Barely any pressure. Come on, baby, render down. She will go. Not if I keep lifting it. There it goes. And not clean. All right, do it again. Yeah, I'm probably doing something wrong, but whatever. Get back on him. clean that time. Nice and clean. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, then we have the big one there. Was that a 700 microfarad? No, 4,700 microfarad. Let's get him out of there. Okay, these guys right here. So what I'm going to do, so I don't miss any more, I'm actually going to let this heat up. When it renders down, I'm going to pull the one leg out and then suck it. There we go. That's the better. There we go. 4,700 microfarad, 35 volt. Okay. I think the other one. Okay, we got two down here. Yeah, these have been replaced before. It's okay. They're going to get replaced again. Get down there and grab a hold of him. Smaller rail, probably render a little faster. Come on, baby, get nice and hot. There it is. Yep. Little guy. Okay. Okay, let's get on. Okay, the one next to the voltage regulator. Yeah, the ones that have a lot of current through them are gonna probably be the worst ones. Well, just let it render down. A lot of rail there. You gotta figure that heat is dissipating. Okay. It's gotta, the heat will run down the track, down the rail, so it takes longer for your area to actually get there. Okay, this one did not go. There it goes. Just had to give them a little heat. Yeah, this has got just all kinds of different brands. It's a KME. Okay, and then let's see. We'll go after. I thought, nope, that's all of them. We're gonna leave the Sprague. I think he's okay. I don't have a way to test him, but from what I researched, these guys are usually pretty robust and usually last a long time. I don't see any signs of leakage or corrosion. Have some discoloration on that end of the cap. It's not bulged or no venting, no bulging, no corrosion, signs of corrosion. So we're gonna leave him be. Okay, let's move on. Let's grab these resistors off of here. So got some decent sized rails here. It's gonna take a second to render down. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna let that get nice and hot. Yep. Pull that pin or pull that one leg out and then suck. Like that. Okay. Yeah, probably test all these. They're probably okay, but it kind of makes me nervous. Sometimes it's a gamble. It's like you can take old parts off if you're rebuilding, and the old part may be better quality than a brand new replacement part currently. So always kind of a gamble, but it's where, again, you know, just like the video I made the other day, you have to be conscious. You know, you have to know where your parts are coming from. This guy's actually a little hard to grab. Let me bend him. So when I desolder him, I can pull him out. All right, there we go. Okay. I wish everything desoldered that easy, that easily. Okay, let's go. I think we're gonna grab. I know I'm gonna replace the diodes, and I think. Wish I wasn't. Okay, I got a picture of that. Let's grab these three diodes. Let's grab these 3 diodes. I think that's all that's on here. So we'll grab. Right now, I'm not planning on testing or replacing the resistors because I've already tested them in circuit. So I think we're just going to grab these 3 and call it good. So we got 1 here at the end of this bank and 2 here. I think these are forming a bridge of some sort, rectifying something. Okay, so let's get in here. Let's grab the end of this guy. Wait, yeah, sometimes with an oversized tip, then when you go do smaller, when you do the smaller ones, it's not quite so easy. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my sandwich method here. That's why I like my blocks. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna kind of go like that and get a good grip on the end of him. If you want to heat him up, he'll pull out. Wait. Wait. Yep, just like that. Oh, he's probably too hot to hold now. All right, let's just grab him. Do the same thing with the bottom. Okay, diode 1. Start here, grab this diode. When he gets hot, he'll pull out. And you got a clean hole. Yeah, I like working vertical. Oops. Okay, like that. Oh. I gotta sometimes work to get a good bite. Alright, diodes are out. I think I accidentally hit. What did I get here? Thought maybe I got into a via on accident. Yep, what is that? I think, is that just silk screening? I think okay, it's a direction pad there. First I got on the silk screen. I sucked off the silk screen. All right, whatever. Luckily, on both sides, or not a big deal. Okay, 3 diodes. Yep, right, 3 diodes. And resistors. And I'm going to leave these sockets. As much as I like to resocket things, you just kind of have to use some common sense, some good judgment. The gapping, the spacing down at the bottom of those contacts look good. There's no corrosion. They're dual swipe. So I think we're gonna roll with it. I think we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, so let's head back over to the rectifier section. We have bridge rectifier, bridge rectifier, bridge rectifier, and a voltage regulator. Let's get these guys out. That'll pretty much be it. Okay. What's that guy have? So this guy's got 4 legs. See if we can get lucky and get a nice clean desolder on all 4 legs. Maybe. That one looks pretty good. Yeah, there's no... Those pins are like almost flush to the board. Not a lot of wiggle room there to actually get on the pin. Let's see. Not a lot of room there to get on the pin. There's a little. Let's see if they're just broke free. Nope, that's okay. This one, let's get him ready to push out. I think that one is actually broke free. It's it'd be kind of hard until two of them break free. It'd be kind of hard to get them to go. I think that one's actually good. One of them, I think that one has some gunk. I think they're actually broke free pretty good. Let's see if we can't wiggle it a little. Yeah, I think they're broke free. Sometimes you just gotta get rough with things. Let me get, I don't know if I want to use this or not. I just need to get on something and see if it will. Nope, she's not broke free. Flex, oh, there we go. Two of them are broke free. Give it a wiggle. There we go, good deal. Bridge Rectifier. And clean holes. Hallelujah. Okay, voltage regulator. Let's do it. Let's see. Voltage regulator, this guy. See if we can get the middle one. If we get the middle one clean, then I can just pull the other side out as we heat them. That's the plan. Nope. You're not going to come free that easy. The other side feels like it's about ready to break off. Let me just nip these and pull them. I'm just to keep that thing intact so I can test it later. I'm willing to add solder to it. See if we can't get it super clean. Yeah, voltage regulators pull a lot. Well, they work hard, so it's I'm not surprised that those are seized up a little bit. I think I actually got that one. Golly, those are still, they're still in there pretty good. I think it's that middle one. Looks like I got the solder on the end too. Let's do the middle one again. Get ready to pull out. I think they're all stuck in there a little bit. Got some sweat on them. Right, come on. hot on the other side. Get some heat, see if I can't pull them out like that. There we go. Yeah, just got some heat on it. It's 7805 or 7905. We'll test that. That might be good too. How nasty is he? Actually, just kind of deal with him while we're here. So nasty on this side. Part side. Wait till that renders down. Good deal. Okay. All right, let's go after Bridge Rectifier. I think it's can't remember, 100 or 130 volt. All right, let's see. There's a lot of solder and some big rail on this guy. So we'll see what we can do here. Yeah, it's working my little gun pretty good. Trying to get that heat worked down in there. Actually, let's snip those really close. There's a nice big flat edge. Let's just hit this guy right away with some solder. I might be able to get a better better starting point. Poor little solder gun. She's doing the job. Now this is what is this? This is a Heiko. Heiko is actually pretty big here too, a pretty big brand. I have to say, I've done everything with this Heiko. I got like 2 different tips. I used this one and like the very fine point tip, and that's all I need for all of the work I've done. Okay, got it warmed up. Let's get on this guy. Wait. Like that. Hopefully those pins aren't bigger than my 1.5 mm tip here. Maybe I don't feel it. Don't feel it trying to. Okay, we're just gonna try to get on. There we go. This big guy, there's just a lot of rail right there. There's a lot of material. Agree big positive. It's probably a 5 volt. Let's see this. No, that's the higher end. There's a higher voltage coming in right here. But they got that top of that pin mushroomed out pretty good. There it goes. Let that heat up a little bit. Okay. So solder is out. Not a lot of pin to grab onto. Oh, I think we got most of it. I think it just needs, I think maybe this one and this one need, the sweat joint needs broken. I think we'll probably that will come right out. Let's give it some, yep, give it some wiggle. Boom. Yep. KBL 005 GI Taiwan. Okay, this guy, the big Bridge Rectifier. I think that's the last part on here. I think we got everything else off. Now everything out of circuit, I'll retest these resistors one more time for their proper value. I'm guessing, hopefully these capacitors are good. I can measure across them for grounds or shorts or whatever. But I actually have a bunch of those. All right, this last guy. So this guy, I've only taken out a few of these and I solder wicked them. So back with the solder wick. They're spade style flat long. So let's get in here and let's get in here with some solder wick. Clean these guys up. Let's see. Easy. Maybe you can see and I can see. I think the last time I did this, I had pretty good luck. I think I had good luck just going flat and coming in on the side, kind of like that. Wait. And I am going to hit the heat up. Wait. Oh, man. Come on, baby. I like my blocks, but let me see if I can get that on. I might have to give up my angle for the angle of the camera. Alright, that's better. I don't know. Can you see okay? Alright, we'll start in the back. Yeah, big. Pretty big heat planes here too. I think it's... What did you do?
What? My favorite.
I have technical difficulties on the camera.
Okay, good, good.
No problem.
Good, good.
There she goes. She's sucking in now. Soak in all of that. That looks pretty good. Just go back over to the other side. Yeah, I don't have like super thick solder wick, so I'm definitely burning up this narrow stuff pretty good. But doing the job. Once it gets hot, it comes. I think that's it. I think we got her. Okay, get back over here. Yeah, I'm some cases like a solder wick whore, man. Like I'll use it until it's like fully saturated. It actually works. It actually works real good when it gets saturated versus when it's not. Oh yeah, there's a lot of solder there. Alright, I think I got those two. Let me get this one since it's kind of the same in the same direction. Wipe it down a little. Alright. Yeah, it's been on my list to get some thicker, some wider solder wick for cases like this. That's okay. Alright, that's a lot of solder wick. I'll probably use like 4 or 5 inches or so right there. Okay, I think that one's good. So let's get this guy. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. And it does get a little bit warm holding it. That did good. Got it on both sides pretty good. Let's give this side a little bit of, wait, hot. A little bit of a cleanup. Move the light. see what's going on. Yeah, I cleaned it up good. I think this guy's gonna come right out. Oh, come on. Maybe just have a little bit there. Okay. I appreciate you guys watching. Are you learning anything? Are you learning anything? Every time I work on something, I'm learning. And then, you know, even if I know how to do something, I call it learning because experience is learning. I mean, you know, first it's quality over quantity. Quantity work will come when you have your quality down. Yeah, these guys are still in there pretty tight. They're all up. Oh yeah, that whole side there is like pretty much still soldered in. A lot of sweat joint there. I think this one is good. I think pin. I think this one here is good. This one it has a little bit, and this one has some on the back. Oh, maybe I can break it. And then this front side is, well, actually I think I just broke him too. Well, broke the solder joint, I mean. So let's get back in here. We'll keep solder wicking. I know there's still a joint down this whole side here. There's still a joint down this whole side here. All right, let's go. Yeah, that angle is just, there we go. Now I can get to it. Don't have articulating arms. So let's get it, let's crease it right down in the middle there. Come on, baby. She is, can I get it? Maybe? Oh, bridge rectifier. No, I did not. Might be close. Anybody got any tricks or tips how to get these out? Yeah, this side's got a lot of solder in it still. Let's get him. I took out a couple of these before, didn't have. And actually, they just come right out, kinda. There we go. Yeah, got it that time. Let's see. Maybe now she'll loosen up. Man, she soldered in there good. Am I missing something here? Is it? Wish I could get in there and cut the legs off from this side. I don't think that cap comes off. Break the board if I keep yanking on it that hard. Well, let's work it a little bit and see what happens. Hopefully I don't break those tangs off. If it's close to coming desoldered, usually like breaking the sweat joint will. I don't want to break the spade off either. Oh, there it goes. I heard it snap. I heard that snap. Good deal. Yep, I think we got two of them loose. Yep, I think we're almost there, folks. Yeah, I think those two are broke free. What about this one? I think this one might be broke free too. Are you still the problem child? Well, they're all starting to wiggle. I think we're close, guys. I think we're close. I think this one's got. I think that guy right there was the worst one. He's loose. I think they're. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Gotta be patient, right? This one's got some. Oh, I see. This one's got. It's a little solder joint. Yep, it's loose, guys. 1 minute. There is a little half soldered solder ball on this one. He's keeping the whole show from moving on. Let's suck him up. A lot of rail there. I think we got it. I think that got it. Maybe. If not, let's give it the wiggle room. There it goes. Make sure I didn't bend any of those spades. Yeah, this guy was just soldered in crooked from the factory. What do we got? Alright, he's not straight. This one here is acting like he's hung up a little. Yep, she's ready to come out, folks. She's ready to come out. Got something hanging up on that side? Yep. No. It's flat and it should go. Yep. I think at this point it's get the square peg out of the round hole. Might be some solder up at the top side on one of these. Yeah. It's this one giving the problem. Okay, what is your problem? Is it because it's crooked? Pretty straight. I think there's like a little piece of solder in the groove keeping it back. It's like pretty far down to get with the solder wick. Pretty far down to get with the solder wick. I think it'll pull out. I don't like manhandling things, but let's see if it will come. I don't want to break the board or rip up any of those pads or through holes. I might have to get in and I might have to get in there and try to What is your malfunction, soldier? She's pretty close. 5 minutes of getting a bridge rectifier out. Hope you guys are enjoying my trials and tribulations here. Let's get get some heat on that thing to help us out here. If there's anything on there, maybe a little heat. Just about ready to cut that spade off. I think it'll pull through. I wonder how tough that spade is. All right, guys, we're gonna cut the spade off. We are gonna cut this guy off because it's narrow, then it gets thick. I think it's getting caught. Ooh, those might not do it. Or I wonder if it will. I wonder if it will snap. There we go. I'll just pull him off like that. Nope, I think you're coming. It's definitely that one I just cut. I think there's some solder in there. There it goes. There it goes. Oh. 5 minutes later, the bridge rectifier is extracted. Yeah, that's okay. Had to tweak that pin off. I think we had, what was going on up here on the top? Yeah. Yep, it did. It had like some solder, like some of that dried up nasty solder. Let's see if we can't get that while we're right here. Since you gave me such a problem, I'd be happy to see you go. All right. Oh, come on. Be careful, Keith. Yep, got him. That easy. All right. That's it, guys. Let's pop these fuses out. Let's pop these fuses out. I do not have new fuse holder. I do not have new fuse holders. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and clean these. I'm going to clean these in circuit, and no problem. They actually don't look that bad, and I believe the tensile, it feels like the tensile strength is still there. So cool. When I clean this board tomorrow, I think those will shine up. I think those will shine up pretty good. Yeah, those aren't bad at all. There's some oxidation there, but we'll see how it looks after I hit it with the heavy cleaner. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's the start of the Williams board rebuild. We'll wash the board tomorrow, probably off camera, get it back on the bench, probably work on soldering, retinning all of these pads, getting it ready to reassemble. I think tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and get the solder mask. It has so much off of it. Like, this whole rail is gone, a lot of cracked solder mask. After I wash it, like, all the loose stuff will be off. Might just do that while it's empty. Clean everything up. Then we'll go through the parts. We'll go through the parts that we're going to replace this stuff with, and we'll go from there, and we'll start repopulating. So, all right. Thanks for watching. That was disassemble, and we'll catch you on the reassemble. Peace out.